Hello friends, Lightman here with a new series. This time I'm taking a dive into one of my favorite RPGs from my childhood, if not of all time, with a twist. Welcome to Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos. This is a crazy fun randomizer for Final Fantasy III on the Super Nintendo. Links in the description, as well as the flags and seed I use, if you want to play along. This run is using most of the normal flags and special flags, including Notawaiter. This skips most of the cutscenes and unnecessary text boxes. C and capslockoff. The character names are not in all caps and are renamed to characters from the Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Mana, and Chrono series. Makeover, Party, Mad World, N, P, and S. All overworld sprites and battle sprites are swapped with crazy other sprites. Battle animations are randomized, as is the menu palette. In previous runs, I've seen Mario, a slime from Dragon Quest, a treasure chest, as well as characters from Final Fantasy and beyond. Johnnyachaotic and johnnydmad. As you can hear, all music is swapped for songs from too many great games to count. I will note them in the description as we hear them. This, for instance, is Nattak's rendition of Rising Sun from Sword of Mana. Darkworld. This turns on Slasher's Delight mode. Not exactly sure what it does, but in test runs it didn't break the game, so I left it on. Replace Everything, GLOQUNW. The character traits are randomized, including attributes, what equipment they can use. Every ability other than attack is replaced with crazy new abilities or other characters' abilities. One character will be a berserker, like Umaro in the vanilla, but they might be able to learn out-of-combat spells. The berserker always uses whatever ability is assigned to the top of their inventory. If a character has them, the inputs for all blitzes and the abilities and names of each dance are randomized. dancingmaduin, Supernatural, E. Each character has a list of espers they're allowed to use, and each esper has random spells and level up bonuses. One of them even reduces your level by 1 every time you gain enough experience to gain a level, so that you can tweak your character's stats and max out all of their stats. Unfortunately, in this seed, only one character can use that esper, so it probably won't be utilized that much. Also, any character with the magic or X-magic command automatically learns spells as they gain levels, in the same way as Celis and Terra from the vanilla game. Now for the challenge modes. Randombosses CFM. The abilities of every boss I will face are randomized, as are the palettes, formations, names, stats, and item drops of all enemies I will face. Randomboost. This says it gives an optional randomization multiplier. Not exactly sure what it does, but in the interface I left it blank for tier lists. And for each future run I do, regardless of whatever flags, I'll add 1 to the randomization multiplier, just to make it more chaotic. Masseffect, electricboogaloo, T. All chests, shops, and enemy drops are also randomized. All equipment has random stats and abilities. This includes applying the fragile status from the Ogre Nyx. It can be on any weapon. As noted before, every character has a randomized equipment list. D and K. The final dungeon and the Zozo clock puzzles are also randomized. Dearest Molulu. This is the big challenge in this run. Encounterless mode. This makes the gameplay similar to Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, if any of you have played that, where only bosses, trap chests, and scripted encounter fights like the Nars defense battles happen. In theory, there is a bug. The equipment abilities of Encounter Half and Encounter None, which can be on any equipment. I gotta keep my eye out for these. They either underflow or overflow the threat level mechanic. The hidden counter that every time you take a step, it checks against a number to see if there's a random encounter. Yeah, when that's set to Encounter None, and you add another Encounter None, it kind of makes it overflow, so every step or every other step gives you a random battle. This can be useful since, unlike in Free Enterprise, there's not a switch to turn encounters on and off. They're just permanently off. Goals. This will be as close to a 100% run as possible. I'm going to rescue Shadow and Mog. I'm going to reclaim every character in the World of Ruin. I'm going to defeat every optional boss like Adama, Hydon, Maggie Master, Doomgaze, and all 8 dragons. I'll gather every Esper, including turning Odin into Raiden. I will fight in every terrain so that I can learn every dance, even if I don't have a character that can dance. Following are dependent on RNG, but I'll do my best to teach every character every spell that they can learn, whether it's from equipment that can teach spells, the espers they're allowed to use, or just their natural spells they gain from leveling up. I will also attempt to learn every lore. This is dependent on me being able to encounter enemies that have lores, or the special, crazy, random abilities that some of my characters have. They can randomly use lores as well. And I will also attempt to uncurse any cursed shields, yes, plural, that I may find. And now, the last thing I want to talk about is spoilers. The game automatically generates a spoiler log, unlike in Free Enterprise where you can turn it off. So for the smoothness of the Let's Play, I will be using some of the spoilers ahead of time, but a lot of it I will be blind to. The parts of the spoiler log I will use because the information can normally be found just in the menus of the game anyway, are the character's abilities and base stats, what new abilities do, which I'll show in sidebars like I'm doing here whenever I get a new character. Also, what spells and bonuses the Espers grant, which items swap abilities. By looking through the spoiler log example, I noticed that Mithril Vest changes the magic command into the item command, effectively silencing any character wielding a Mithril Vest. I also will look at what items can be broken to cast spells. Like in this seed, the fixed dice can be used as an item once to summon Phoenix. Also, which items teach spells. In this seed, the Sprint Shoes teaches Ice 3 at a learning rate of ×2. Also, the list of what songs are swapped for what other songs. In the description of every episode, I will list the original song, what song it was changed for, the original composer, and the composer that did the remix. I will be ignoring the shop lists and chest spoilers because, yes, every chest is randomized, every shop is randomized. I might be able to find experience eggs in Narsh, for all I know, for sale. If there's interest, I will do a bestiary video as a side episode for any monsters and bosses we've seen up to certain points. And when I reach the world of Ruin, I'll do a poll about whether you want me to mess with the Colosseum, and if you want me to use the bet, fight, reward spoiler, or do the Colosseum blind. Unless I have to explain things in detail like I'm doing now, all gameplay commentary will be live and unscripted. I will also leave in all my deaths, unless you guys say otherwise in the comments. I'm sure it will be very fun watching my pain of wiping over and over two bosses that are normally very simple and vanilla, but were given rude abilities. Spoilers. I will also be running polls for fan favorite characters. Whenever I have a chance to swap parties or use multiple parties, I will just fill the parties in order of descending popularity. With all that said, stay tuned for what I hope will be an interesting run of Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos. Leave any questions or feedback below. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.